This is Gary Atensi with CNTV, and today we're in Wheat Ridge, Colorado. We were at Ariel Clinical Services. Since 1993, they have been providing a safe, nurturing, and supportive environment for children, families, and adults throughout the state. I'm here with Shirley Lee, who is the Regional Director. Shirley, why don't we begin, first of all, with you. The location here we're in started in 2001. Have you been at this location or with the whole program for many years, and why did you personally want to get involved?
Well, I'm a social worker by trade, and that's what I clearly went to school for. I love working with children. I love those services that we provide. We advocate for children and families. We also advocate for adults with intellectual disabilities.
Obviously, any child or adult, we all want to achieve our full potential. Is that why a program like this exists and why it's so important in today's society?
It is. It's very important for us to be able to provide services for children. Safety is first. We also provide coaching for behavioral skills, and we also provide supervised visits for parents that need to be able to visit with their children and provide a safe place for them to do that until they're reunified.
You're truly working with all walks of life, quite honestly. It's really not a support program there where one size fits all. Are you able to take your program and kind of tailor it to the people that walk through the door and you're helping?
We tailor it at many levels. So, for example, if you're a foster parent and you're coming in the door and you would like to foster children, if you really want to work with children under 5, that's who we will train you and work with you and place into your home while they're with us. If you prefer to work with adolescents, not everyone can work with little children or toddlers. Some people prefer adolescents. We will train and work with you and support you while you are working with the adolescents, caring for the adolescents in your home.
Share with me a little more overview of the therapeutic foster care. What goes on in that whole program, and why is it needed?
Well, as I stated earlier, a lot of the children are removed from their biological homes for abuse and neglect, or maybe the family's just having a tough time and needing some transition time. The children go into the custody of social services, and then they contract with us. We place the children into the foster homes and then identify some needs that they may have. For example, they may need some behavioral coaching. They may also need parent reunification planning. And so our foster parents would bring the children to a supervised visit so that they can reconnect with their biological family, stay in touch, stay bonded, and then hopefully reunify at the end. If reunification for the family is not in the end goal, then a lot of times our foster parents will adopt the children, or the children get adopted.
Speaking of adoption, that is one of the more recent programs that you've all added on. How does the adoption program differ from that of the foster care? I mean, obviously foster, many times, like you said, it's a temporary residence that's needed. The adoption, I imagine the requirements are a little bit more because we're talking about a permanent place that not only they call home, but it is home.
Some of our foster parents come in doing foster adopt, that's what we call it, foster adopt, and so they come in willing to do foster care and then adopt the children that they're caring for if the parental rights are terminated. We also have an adoption program, and that is if you are unable to care for your child and willing to find an adoptive home, you can come to us and we will connect the adopted home with you.
It seems like with adoption services out there, in any given year, you've got close to 7,000 children in and out of homes. Nearly 1,000 of those are waiting to be adopted. Is this a pretty in-demand service that you're feeling here?
It is in demand. We're always in need of foster parents to care for a variety of needs that children may have. We have an age range of 0 to 21, but we also have developmentally delayed children that need homes. We also have adolescents that had a difficult time and are needing a permanent home for a year or more in order to transition either back to their home or just to emancipate from the foster care system.
Really, you are there for both the child and the prospective parent both. I mean, really, it's a combination of each. You're kind of the conduit between the two of them. Share with me, you spoke about a little bit earlier, some of the consultation you'll do as far as behavioral consultation or even structured parenting time. Is that something you provide for as well?
We do. And so if a foster parent receives a child that has experienced significant trauma, the trauma can come out in negative behaviors and difficult behaviors to manage. And so our case managers and our behavioral coaches will go in and work with the foster parent in order to change some of the reaction and the behavior that the child is demonstrating. We'll work with the foster parent on how to implement a different approach, and an approach that the child can begin to work with and negate those negative behaviors. We also work with the foster parents regarding some of the adoption process and encourage them to adopt if that's what they would like to do. We also work with them, the ones that don't have any intention on adopting but want to foster and want to care for children in a time of need, but don't have the desire to or ability to commit long term to a child that needs to be adopted. And so then we will work with the counties also around an adoption possibility with one of our other homes.
Now, do all the programs have some type of child relation with it, or do you actually have programs available for adults only, or even vocational services of that type?
We have another program. It's a residential program for adults with intellectual disabilities. It is a residential program. It's much like our foster care program in the sense that an adult with intellectual disabilities would come and live with you. And it's a fantastic, they live in the community. They go to a vocational program or a day program. And we also have a vocational program that adults with intellectual disabilities can attend as well.
So obviously, if you're a person out there and you would like to be a foster parent of some type, like you said, be it newborns all the way up to even adults who are basically needing of a place to be home, there's definitely something out there for someone.
There is. Our compensation package is competitive with other agencies that provide the same service as well.
Folks, take a look at the bottom of the screen right there. What you're going to see is their website. Basically on the website, you can take a little closer look at some of the services they provide there. You can also see they have an events calendar for some training that's going on. Keep in mind the locations. They've got a few throughout the state here, and they've been around since 1993. We're here in the Wheat Ridge location. Like you said, you have a background in social services. Now that you're part of the program here, obviously been involved with many success stories out there. Are there any that come to mind to you that you would like to share?
Oftentimes, foster parents are viewed as in a negative role, and what we try to do is promote a positive working relationship between a biological parent and a foster parent. And in one situation, we had a foster parent. She was Caucasian. She received an African American infant into her home and went to the supervised visit. It started out sort of rocky, and so the foster parent asked the biological mom to sit with her and to show her how to do her hair. So then that way, when she brought the baby back to her, she could, receive her baby in a way that she wanted to see her baby being taken care of. And at the end of all of those visits, and the reunification was successful, the bio mom was able to thank and really thanked with a lot of gratitude and heartfelt sincerity the care that the foster parent had provided.
Amazing, making quite an impact out there in people's lives as well. The program itself is a nonprofit program. What if there's someone out there, viewers watching, they would like to donate or bring their support to this program? How are they able to do that?
They can call the local office and let us know that they have a donation that they would like to give us, and we will either come pick it up or it can be mailed. You can also go online, and we have a Donate Now tab that you can go onto, and it takes you right through PayPal, and it walks you right through the steps.
Are most of the donations monetary, or are there any other type of donations that the program needs?
A lot are monetary. We have a need for school supplies for our children. A lot of foster parents may receive up to 7 or 8 foster children in a year's time because they do go back home and they are reunified with their parents. And so starting up school supplies can be very, very expensive. I remember with my children dreading the cost, so having to do that 6 or 7 times is pretty costly. All of the clothes and all of the children's school supplies go home with the child. They don't stay with the foster parent. So, and that is so that when they go back home, they still have what they need to start back into their regular lives. So, anything like that is a huge need. Clothing, we do need, however, we try to limit it because we can get so much volume in it that we do prefer a monetary donation for that.
Last time, take a look at the bottom of the screen right there, folks. That is Ariel Clinical Services, children, families, and adults. This is Gary Atencio with CNTV. And if you don't know, now you know.